So what is sentence, what is clause, and what is phrase? So I have seen many students, they are having misunderstanding about these three things. In this video, I will share with you exactly what is sentence, and what is clause, and what is phrase. To understand sentence and the first condition, right? The first condition we need to have, that is subject. This is the simple sentence. Simple sentence have, this is the component. This component, subject is the component, right? Subject is a component. First component is a subject. When what is the second component? The second component is verb. Verb here, right? And here, maybe you have object here. Maybe you have object, or maybe you have what, complement here. So the two components you must have in a sentence, and that is a subject and verb. So we can define sentence like this. Sentence is a group of words in that subject and verb combination and give you the complete idea. So what does it mean, the complete idea? So let me give you one example that you can understand. Very easy. Very easy. For example, he is a student. Right. He is a student. Now just look at the component of this sentence. Right. He is a subject here and is a verb here. And now a student is a, we can say, complement here. Right. So this is a sentence because it has subject and it has verb here. Right. The next, but it gives you a complete idea, means you don't need another thing to understand. So we call sentence. For example, he sleeps. Right. He sleeps. Simple like that. So he is, you can see only subject here, and sleep is a verb here. So when I say he sleep, then you can understand. You don't need another thing to understand, right? So or he is sleeping, like that. So this we call sentence, right? Now I think you can understand sentence easily because everybody study English, then they can understand it. What really is sentence? But now let's we come to what is clause, right? Now, what is clause? Clause is a group of words also, and it also have two components. What is that two components? That is subjects and that is verb also, right? And then, but basically, we have two types of clause. Number one, what is that? Number one. So number one, we have independent clause. Independent clause. And second, we have dependent clause. Right. Now, what is independent clause? Independent clause, and it means they don't depend on another clause. So we call independent clause. Right? They are like autonomous. They don't need another clause to understand it. For example, he eats 2 apples a day. 2 apples a day. So he eats 2 apples a day. So clause also have first component. What is the first component here? The first component here is a subject here, and the second component is a verb here. So now we have he eats 2 apples a day. Then this we call clause. But what is a clause? Independent clause. We don't need another clause to understand it. Actually, you can say independent clause is sentence. You can say independent clause is exactly sentence, right? And now, what is dependent clause? Dependent clause means they depend on another clause. If you want to understand it, you have to have another clause. Let me give you another example, and you can understand. For example, I have when see you, right? When I see you, okay. So this is the clause, but this is the dependent clause because when you read this, when I see you, then you cannot understand what is that. When I see you, and then what happened? When I see you, then you need something to understand this. When I see you, I am very happy. I am very happy, right? When I see you, and I am very happy. So this is the another clause to help to understand the first clause here. This we call dependent clause. It means it depends on another clause. That is really clause. So remember two types of clause: independent clause and dependent clause. Now let's come to phrase. What is phrase? So phrase is also a group of words, but they do not have subjects and verb combination. So we call phrase. Let me give you example. You can understand very easy. In the kitchen, for example, in the kitchen, right? On the table. Now you see these groups of words, they don't have what component, subject, or they don't have verb combination. So we call phrase. Phrase simple like that. In the toilet, right? In the toilet. So now I think you can understand very easily. You can define, you can clarify very easy what is sentence, what is clause, and what is phrase. I hope you understand. Thank you so much.